Hello and welcome to The Regulars. I'm Stacey McGonigal.
Hi, my name is Jason DeRoss.
Oh, yeah, killing it.
Oh my God, we are here. How the hell are you, Jason? How is everyone? I feel like we haven't done this in forever. And God, do we have some stories to tell, you know?
A little bit. Yeah.
We do. My God, I made an outfit choice that was wrong. I can tell you that out the gate, it was wrong.
I'm wearing my muumuu, this shirt that's at 10 times too big. I love it.
What I love is, like, obviously we're going to get into it. Jason's a little low end. We will explain, but it is funny that, like, also you're blurry. It looks like maybe it's 9 p.m. Everything is working.
Am I blurry?
Vibe. Yes, on my end, yes.
How's that possible? I look clear on my end. It looks great.
Well, this is the problem.
Then again, my eyes aren't working right now. So.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you to everyone in the chat. It is so nice to see you all in there. My God, do we even remember how to podcast? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm unsure.
I got this mic out this morning, and like some bats and some old time traveling dust fell out of it. So yeah.
No, you did do a podcast. Well, not last week. We will get into it. But man,
I think I did do one last week. Maybe I
Jen's
didn't.
already onto it. Jason is acting suspicious for sure. I agree. Wee woo. We've got Janelle, we've got Kelsey, we've got Jen and Shayla and Elizabeth. Everyone is freaking here. Megan, Cindy is here. So excited to have the gang back together.
Yes.
Well, shall we jump into it a little bit? I mean,
two can do it.
Two can do it. Jason, do you want to softly
Sure,
just tell people what's going on, and then let's break the egg.
I'm on some drugs right now. I'm in a lot of pain right now, and I can't see very well.
Yes. And okay.
I was in a car accident.
Yeah, I mean, he was in a car accident. And thus we are in Jason recovery mode.
Yeah. I guess I didn't do the podcast last week. That would make sense because
I did get a text that said, "Hey, hate to tell you, I got in a car accident.
Yeah,
I won't be able to maybe do the podcast tomorrow." And I said, "What?"
I was probably at the hospital and on probably some hard drugs at that point too, and had no idea what was going on.
Silver lining, nothing more fun than getting your friend on drugs, sending you a text. That's always a bit fun, you know? It's always just a bit fun. But Jason got into a bit of a car wreck-a-reno.
We got no car anymore. Cars, guns, Reno.
Yeah, it was funny where you were like, "Hey, I can't do the thing. There was a car accident." And I said,
just a fender bender.
Just a fender bender. And I was like, "Can I get more information?" You sent a photo, and I said, do I need to fly to be with you?" So we're so thankful that you are safe and okay. You are dealing with some consequences, obviously.
A little bit. Yeah.
So we're going to be soft and gentle with Jason because I can't believe he's sitting up.
Yeah.
And so you're getting so much love in the chat. So Elizabeth says, "Well, now I feel bad for asking if there was going to be a pod last week." Do not feel bad.
I think in my mind I did it. I think I was probably talking into this microphone in my room and not knowing what was going on probably at the time.
You know what's really funny? So you had that, and obviously you're dealing with like major things. So that's, we're going to be soft and gentle. Jason also did find me at what I deem to be medical crossroads where I decided to go to the dentist weeks ago.
Oh, yes.
Decided to get my eyes checked, body checked. Like, it was just time. I was being so avoidant of adulting. And what has preceded is the dead tooth of the century.
Yeah.
Root canal. So I went to go get my root canal fixed or finished because they give you a fake little filling, and then it had to get bleached because it was gray and dead. Mm-hmm. And
get some straight Javix in the mouth. Yeah.
Yep. So went to go get that filled and done, and they said, "Oh, hey, you have a cavity right beside the dead tooth. I said,
Let's
that's
do that
crazy.
while we're here.
I just had a cleaning. So what the full friggin' even hell? And they said, well, now we got to freeze you. For the last, I would say
That's
4
like,
weeks, I've had my
crazy.
mouth frozen.
That's like when you bring in somebody to be like, oh, the fridge is broken. They come in, they go, oh yeah, you know what else? You got termites. And you're like, oh fuck, great. Here's some more stuff for my kitchen. What the fuck is happening?
And you know what? Because you are a sort of Looney Tune falling from an avalanche, like I know you have things spinning, so we'll go with that metaphor, but it would be like the fridge guy going, I'm here to fix your fridge. Oh wait, the bottom half is also gone. It's like, we were just here to fix the fridge. How's the bottom half of the fridge gone? You were just here.
Yeah.
Your metaphor would work if he said, listen, you have a dead tooth, but also like, where's your foot?
Yeah.
You're like, let's get
you
the
have a dead
podiatrist
tooth,
in
but
here.
also like, yeah. You already
Yeah,
did it. Never mind.
don't hurt your brain. Don't hurt your brain.
It's too much.
You're doing great so far. So so I get the filling done, frozen, done. I have to go to the optometrist. She goes, hey, you might have glaucoma. Let's double check your optic nerves.
Well, this seems like the termite thing then. What's going on here?
Well, the termites showed up, and she goes, your optic nerves are maybe a little too big. And I was like, see, this is why when I tell people when I see things, I'm seeing them. I'm seeing them big time.
I like a lady with big optic lenses.
Optic nerves, just 2 big optic nerves. So anyways, she had to fully dilate my eyes. And so I had to call Jason because he was texting me, and the phone became absolutely blurry. So I was frozen fully in my mouth, couldn't see a thing, walking through traffic.
Yeah, you did say, I might get hit by a car, but I have to walk across this street. I can't see. I might be completely blind right now.
It was so sunny. My pupils were so dilated. It's like I had done every single mushroom I could get my hands on.
Yeah.
And I had sunglasses on with a frozen mouth, just walking through the city.
This is your Audrey Hepburn moment.
I would say more Weekend at Bernie's, you know?
Breakfast at Tiffany's meets Weekend at Bernie's. I love it.
Yeah, Breakfast at Tiffany's. I'm just like completely out of it. Just
big
like
sunglasses, mouth can't move.
And Jason's like, please be careful. And I was like, I couldn't even if I wanted to. Where would I be careful?
For some reason, I chose to rollerblade here, and I'm going
hours
home.
later. So we were supposed to do our Bachelor recap, but I was full Weekend at Bernie's. Jason was like, I think my brain is melting due to this car accident. We were like, we literally are unable to do anything. Hours later, I did get your text saying, can you even read this? And the answer to that, Jason, was no. I just want to respond to you.
Yeah. Snake King's in and out today, so let's go. Let's get to it, I guess is what he Show me the funny.
Well, let me tell you, Snake King, we couldn't be more in and out to save our lives. I'll tell you that.
You got it. We got it. We have to talk Bachelorette eventually.
We do have to talk Bachelorette. We will. Shayla is saying, I'm intrigued to see what a soft and gentle Stacey is. And you know what? It's pretty much the same, except a bit more apologies. You know? That's just kind of it.
I feel like some cops are going to show up because you're witnessing like it's a crime. What up, Stod? What up, Jay? Stay.
Me being soft and gentle. I feel like I'm soft and gentle, you know?
All the time.
Absolutely. Can't help it. Very soft, beautiful, gentle woman. But we've really been through it. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You know what? I was thinking of you yesterday, not because of your car accident. I had moved on mentally from that, but I got into a dark YouTube hole about quitting sugar.
Oh, geez.
And then I was like, I gotta get off this. I can't be convinced.
Well, what's the book that everyone reads and then goes, I'm never doing this again? Or there's also the documentary that everyone watches and they go, nope, never again. I will never do sugar again, because they're just like, it's the worst for you. And they prove it in these things. And you're like,
Chris Siddiqui's in the chat. He goes, you guys should kiss since you've been gone so long.
I would kiss Chris Siddiqui, no problem. I think I probably have kissed Chris Siddiqui probably at one point in my life.
You know what? I think if you kiss Chris Siddiqui, like an angel gets its wings. I think it's just actually such a spiritual, beautiful.
Then I won't do it. I don't think any of these angels deserve wings. Fuck you, angel. I want to see the angel just looking at me and going, please, please. I'm like, what's in it for me, man?
Do you think angels are just so smug? Like you get to heaven and you're like, fuck off, honestly. What is with you guys?
That's weird. Maybe this is the drugs, but I was thinking that last night. I'm like, because I was thinking about religious stuff and I don't know why.
Because you were high.
Maybe. But like, God creates man. Like, how evil is God if he's like God? Because everything that you do that like feels good, they're like, that's a sin. So why would you create a creature and go, look, it's temptation? But why even create temptation? Why be like, if this feels good, don't do it. Don't
Sorry.
do it.
Sorry, there's a man on a cell phone just staring at me through the window, but like not acknowledge, like he's not acknowledging me, but he's being a fucking full creep. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe heaven is like one of those complicated things, you know? It's all about withholding, isn't it?
Sure, I guess.
That's
It's
why
just
hell is like, it's a bit hot, but like, whatever.
yeah, but like do what you want.
Do what you want. Like you already did out there. So get
This
in
is
here and keep
basically it's drama class is what it is down there. That's all it is. It's yeah.
100%. You know what I mean?
And by the way, Tasha, of course I did. November 26th. I'll be there.
Did you get tickets to Bad Religion?
A long time ago. As soon as they came out, the hour they came out, I got them.
You are talking as if you cannot move your neck or your back.
I can't really move it
Yeah,
that much.
Are you on Robaxisec? Because those things are a trip.
No, I'm on. I went in. I'll tell a bit about it because the doctor gave me these prescriptions, and like there's such an opioid crisis here. When I went in to the pharmacy, I was dressed in like these sweatpants and these shirts, and I was like, I think I was in flip flops, maybe.
So you were dressed like Oxycontin?
I was dressed like I was going in there to get it, and I gave it to the pharmacist, and they looked at me and they're like, "Can I see some ID?" And I was like, "Here you go." She's like, "These are pretty strong drugs," and I was like, "Yeah, I know. I know I look like this, and it looks like I'm like I don't want to take these by any stretch of the imagination."
Yeah.
My wife even called and said, "Can you go back to the doctors and see if she can give you an alternative drug because there's an opioid crisis." I was like,
it's like, are you just smoking weed? Like, isn't that supposed to be really good? So you can kind of have relief, but you can also monitor your pain. So you can Ross Ribliotti, he swears by it.
I'm on 3 separate types of drugs because you got to do an anti-inflammatory, then you got to do a muscle relaxer, and then you got to do a painkiller. So when you're doing all 3 of those at once, I'm like, I'm not touching alcohol. I'm not touching it because I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
Who wants to add a friggin' Mike's Hard Lemonade on top of that? That sounds crazy. And every time I hear muscle relaxer,
this is not the time to fucking. Oh my god, what is it? Oh, ice me, damn it! Oh god.
Oh yeah, you get iced. It's okay. You're doing so great. Fred said it. Poor Jason.
Thanks, Fred.
Yeah, no. Whenever I think of muscle relaxers, I just think of diarrhea. So when anyone is ever like, I'm on a muscle relaxer, I always no, but I just always think of a loose ass, and I'm always like, ew.
Oh right,
stay
muscle
away.
Relaxers. My ass muscles relaxed. That's what you're thinking. I lost 20 pounds in one sitting on the toilet. I don't know what happened. My whole body dropped out.
If someone said you'll lose 20 pounds, you just got to be on the toilet for like 10 minutes on a muscle relaxer, I'd be like, give it. Let's lose it all.
I don't know who would not.
I know. Let's lose it all, you know?
Yeah.
That is quite the cocktail. And it's, what's really scary though? I'll tell you this. I think I've already talked about this on the podcast, but when, did I tell everyone I had like a big allergic reaction to some antibiotics recently?
No, I don't think so.
I did.
Well, you could have. I know I've heard
it, but
I thought I didn't
people
know
will tell us in
the
the chat. I can't remember. It's been so long, but, I was getting the beginning stages of the dead tooth where the dentist was like, that's super dead. I got put on antibiotics and I've never had a reaction before. And I also got my second vaccine and I had a like massive allergic reaction. Oh, Elizabeth says you did.
So did Janelle, yeah.
Yeah, so everyone's like, we've heard about the hives, but like, it is so terrifying. Like, I mean, I was still dealing with it like up until last week. Like I still had like bumps and everything on my shoulder. It's like, those antibiotics are so terrifying.
Well, yeah, but you got to take them. You got to do it.
Well, I immediately stopped because they were like, your body hates this. So pump the brakes.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, but also, muscle relaxers, maybe it's good. You sit on the couch, have a relax. Daddy's got to be left alone.
Yeah, no, my wife is very like, she's doing everything, which is nice, but I'm very bad at getting pity or help.
No, you really?
So
when did you realize you were struggling with that? Is that recent? No, please tell us. This is crazy. That doesn't seem like you. So you're finding it hard to take care of yourself?
It's not take care of myself. I like to take care of myself. That's the problem.
Right. So someone's taking care of a loved one. And this is new. This is crazy. So when did this happen? When did you start feeling weird about someone taking care of you?
I guess as soon as I took that third muscle relaxer, my ass fell out. I was like, oh,
Yeah. And you were like, this is a strange feeling. So how did you react? Did you push
how did I
past
maneuver
or-
around that?
Yeah.
I'm still just doing things on my own.
Listen, Jenny's in the chat. This is all very true.
Oh, great. You're supposed to be. Never mind.
You're supposed to be out of here. You're not supposed to watch this. Jason, that's so crazy that you're unable to take care of yourself. Now, I have sent you a
No,
few.
I'm able to take care of myself. That's the argument.
No, you are unable to sit back and literally take care of yourself, which means sitting back and letting someone else do stuff for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's crazy? The audacity of you to have a partner that you love and loves you back, to take care of you. And you're like, no. I actually am offended because there's nothing worse than fully pulling your neck and back, which I have done, and then having to pick up my dog shit alone, living by myself.
Yes. But I still think that if Stacey was there in a similar predicament and someone was like, oh, can I get you soup? You'd be like, no, thanks. You're going to do it a bit wrong. Like,
You're
I just
wrong.
want to. I don't know.
The second I'm sick, I'm like, take care of me. First of all, when I got my root canal, okay, I cried. Okay, cried like a baby. And I couldn't believe a blizzard was not waiting for me at home.
Oh, right.
Do you know what I mean?
Nobody there to put a blizzard on the table.
There's nothing sadder than adulting when you don't get a parade for shit.
Elizabeth, I think, has missed a podcast or two. Elizabeth, I did go surfing. This is way before, and I did fine.
Jason,
I did fine.
I think Jason is going just through some sort of midlife crises, I would say, where you
My
secretly
midlife was 20 years ago. Let's be real.
Yeah, but remember when you were like, I'm secretly going surfing, and I was like, I simply cannot take this on.
Yeah. I know.
Even Vic left the room. Vic's over it. He's
Sweaty.
jumped
Look
off.
at this. Jesus.
It's all that muscle relaxers. The sweat's let's just let him relax. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess with LA, kind of going a couple steps back, could you go to a sauna? Could you just lay down and just the heat take over?
I don't know, but I think Janelle just came up with the title of my biography.
Isn't all of life a crisis? And you're leaning on what you think to be a wall, but the wall's breaking. So you're about to fall through into a volcano. And Elizabeth is also correct. Jason will probably outlive us all. But I do.
It's because you got to push your body to the limits so it knows how to handle the limits, right? It's you get sick at a young age because then it builds up your immune system. So I'm building my body, which is just falling apart.
Well, I feel like your doctor goes, your back's broken, and you go, fuck you. I'll show you what's broken. I'll show you what's broken.
I watched this thing one time where an Olympic athlete got hurt in a car accident and then said no way. And then built himself back up, and he's back in the Olympics.
And that man is Ross Ribliotti. I have been sending you text messages urging you to just sit the fuck down.
I have been. I haven't had a choice.
Okay, but are you still? Are you making your snacks? Are you making meals?
I cook everything. Yeah.
Okay, so that needs to stop. You need to sit down. You need to just
Well, I do need to be mobile. I do go for a walk because even the nurse was like,
I know, but
mobility is healing. So don't let yourself just atrophy and sit there. So I'm listening to all of the things that the nurses and the doctors are telling me.
I know, but they don't know who they're talking to. I don't see you going on a leisurely walk.
That's what I said to them. I said that to them a bunch. I go, do you even know who you're talking to? And they're like,
I'm Jason fucking DeRoss. I haven't worked in a year and a half, and I got nothing but energy to spend.
See my podcast?
Did you see my podcast? Is so funny. Yeah, no, listen, I get it. I don't, being sore really sucks. And, my fear in my entire life is being a burden on somebody or people help me so that they can bring it up later. They can hold it over my head. So I absolutely, I understand the fear of that and have lived the reality of that, and it's not fun. But sometimes you just need the help of others.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but I also think like these nurses need to know the person that they're talking to who is an absolute dented can.
The nurse that I had, his name was Bear,
Love.
and you would not love this guy more. Like, it's impossible. He sat and treated it like it was like, I felt like I was on an episode of like Dr. Phil, except
Right.
he sat and he just like, hey, you've been through a bunch.
Yes, I love this. This is what you need.
You're going to go through a lot of stuff over the next few days. I'm just glad you're all right.
We
Here's
love
what the
Bear.
doctor did. Oh, he was. Like, even when I was leaving, it seemed like he didn't want me to leave. He's just like, you got a good family.
Wow.
You're a
Okay.
good
Well,
guy.
I mean, we don't know all the circumstances, but I'm kidding. Wow. I love a nice
The best
nurse.
news is of all of this is Charlie is okay.
Charlie's great. Charlie's
As long
safe.
as-
Charlie's well.
They said that he might have like emotional things happen over a little bit, but he's okay.
But great. But you know what? You know what that means? He's got a story and he's got something to say to the classmates and friends. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
totally. That is true.
That's true.
And you know what? When he's like 15, you're gonna be like, hey, remember when you were in that car accident? He'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? And don't even look at me in public. You know? So like it will be forgotten.
Yeah. And Fred, you couldn't be more right. Definitely. I'm definitely the kid in gym class, but at the end of the day, they go, okay, everybody go over here. And I'm like, I can't. I think my leg's broken. They look down, there's a bone coming out. And they're like, why didn't you say something?
First of
I
all,
didn't
you
want-
wouldn't
it was
say
like
no.
tie game.
You wouldn't say
Like-
no. They'd be like, Jason, get in here. And you'd be like, okay, all right. And then you would try and score a goal. And that's what you would do. I
Yeah.
will say there is like nothing more wonderful than like a very supportive, lovely nurse. And there's nothing more frightening than a nurse who's like, get over yourself. You
I
know?
agree. Yeah.
I've had both. And listen, I'm not judging either. I'm just saying, you know,
And it
I
doesn't
like
make them a
Bear's
bad
approach.
person. I'm sure
No,
they
it
had
doesn't.
it's like there are people that are like, you don't know the moment before, you don't know about their day.
Of course.
And I'm sure nurses go through, like any frontline workers go through a fucking ton in a day. So you kind of have
Yeah.
to forgive when they're like, you know what, you're fine. Suck it up and fucking walk out of here. I've seen it
And
before.
and you know
you're like,
what?
okay, well,
Sometimes you
maybe you're
need
dealing with
that.
something. Yeah.
Like my the dentist who or orthodontist, whatever they're called, who did the root canal was not allowing any, and I mean I was so stressed, like I couldn't sleep. Like I just have like dental trauma from like having a very bad dentist growing up and like just braces and crowns and whatever
Yeah.
and you know so many dental surgeries. And he just was like, no. And like I mean he was putting in these like Looney Tune sized needles into my mouth and
I
was
know.
not allowing me to
I've had those.
So you know what's crazy? When I went in to get my tooth bleached, this is probably not interesting, but like, you know, when you don't think anything's going to be a big deal, I mean, you know this on a grand scale, you're just driving your car, but, and then you're like, this took a mighty, mighty turn. What are you reading? You're out of here.
No, I've been out
reading
of here the whole
Janelle's?
time. Yeah, Janelle it's a long one, but it's a good one.
She goes, I nanny a 5-year-old who peed herself at the park and didn't tell me because she wanted to keep playing and not lose a second to change her pants. It's very that energy. Oh, Jason is very much, I pissed my pants, but the game's still going energy.
Yeah, but I'm here for these, like Fred says, these long walks. I want to know about this baloney-sized syringe.
No, it wasn't. This is like whatever story, but like I was shooting a thing and they were like, hey, can you come back later? And I was like, I've been told this will be a breeze. I will see you later. No problem.
Yeah.
Go, sit down. The dentist, he's telling me whatever, it doesn't matter.
Life story.
No, he was laughing at me because he was like, I don't think this procedure is going to work or help you in any way. And then it did. Anyways. But I lay down and I'm thinking this is going to be easy breezy, like no more needles. And he freaking, I mean, this needle was huge.
Yeah.
And I just, because I was so overwhelmed, I wasn't expecting. I mean, the needles hurt for 3 milliseconds.
They're
and
like
it's
the
fine.
ones. They're like the ones in Pulp Fiction when he stabs Uma Thurman
Yes.
in the chest, and you're just like, you can hold them like this. You're like,
Well, they don't
"Oh."
they don't let you look at it, right? Because it's so big. And
Oh, my dentist was like, look at it, look right at it, and I was like, okay, that's it.
I don't like who you get.
Bear was great.
No, I liked Bear for you, but that's a rarity. I don't like these other. But yeah, it was like, yeah, Jen's having a similar thing. She goes, I have bad teeth and I have a ton of mouth needles and they always suck. I had a root canal a couple of weeks ago and the dentist that gave me the needle was so gentle, I barely felt it. Yeah, he was just like, and he goes like, oh, this sucks, whatever. But I wasn't ready or mentally prepared that was going to happen.
Yeah. And
And then my other dentist was like, I don't think he needed to do that. I'm like, well, let me tell you, it fucked me up for the rest of the day. I was frozen for like 9 million hours.
I can't stand when like doctors, it feels like to me, doctors, dentists, anything medical, it's like there is 1 + 1 = 2. That's the way it should be. But then you go to another doctor and like, no, that's not the way it should have been done.
I know,
You're like, this is medical. Like I thought this was all back of the textbook. Answers are there for you, kind of thing. But it's not true. In the States, I can talk from very recent experience. They treat things very differently here too, because they're like, so what hospital do you want to go to? I'm like, you're the ambulance driver. What hospital are you taking me to? And they're like, we can't suggest. You just have to tell us. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? I don't know. This is about fucking insurance and shit, obviously, but
it's also like, it is really overwhelming. And I guess this is like maybe a more serious topic, but like the agency that you have to have in your own healthcare is like very overwhelming. As someone like myself, who's like, well, you're the expert. Like, I don't know, like even dealing with this very minute tooth, it's like, oh, we need to bleach it. The dentist was like, that's not going to work. Well, what do you want to do, Stacey? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I like living. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What do you think? I know. And like when the dentist came in and was like, here we go, like laughing at me because it may not work. I was like, hey man, just so you know, like I'm not a dentist. So like you don't need to laugh at me. Like I get it, but like this isn't what I do.
I know the word incisor, and that's as far as I'll go with being a dentist.
I don't even know that. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you. But you have to have so much agency. So hearing your story about like getting in the wreck and then being like, I have to determine the hospital. Do I need an ambulance? All of these things. Like it's very overwhelming and like frustrating to hear because you shouldn't have to be making those decisions in that circumstance.
They told me I needed it, but it was my choice. And I was like, what? It's kind of nuts, but
100%.
I guess that's the way it is down here. Cause some people are like, I do know somebody that did get into a car accident. Her brother got into a car accident in like Chicago and they didn't have insurance. And she's like, he was like, on his last legs, but the ambulance came and he's like, nope, I'm not getting in there. And they almost were like, you need to go in here. He goes, nope, called a friend to drive him to the hospital.
But see, that's crazy. Like even my small time in Los Angeles, like I remember flying back to get my tooth fixed. I chipped it.
Yeah. People do that all the time.
100%. The plane ride was cheaper than the medical bill that it would be. And that's just so stressful, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah. Well, I am happy that maybe you are at least taking some steps to make yourself feel better.
I hope
and
so.
Get better.
We'll see. Yeah.
I did work out for us today. I did a strength workout, so you don't have to worry about that. It's done.
No, I probably can't do that right now. I thought you were on your Peloton.
I am, but I took a strength class from it. Amazing. Look at me.
Well, then that's not a hard shift to like. Are you going to watch? Do you care about these Japanese Olympics? The Olympics in Japan?
I listen. I love the Olympics. Right now, I hear that they may not be happening. I'm not like
they're happening. The opening ceremonies was this morning.
Oh, great! So congratulations to all the athletes. But there was a moment of like everyone's kind of getting COVID. Should we be doing this?
Yes, of course. And apparently the majority of citizens in Japan are, at least to the media sources I'm watching, say they don't want it there.
Can you imagine that they don't want it there?
Yeah. Because they're spiking right now in Japan, like in Tokyo and stuff.
And here's the thing, like these athletes like work their whole lives to do this. And I don't want to like minimize or like reduce their skill set by any means. Do I personally feel we needed this at this particular point? No, I don't. The
only reason why the answer is yes is because Megan is right. Skateboarding and Tony Hawk is there. They're there.
I know. And there's cool things that are happening. And there's like the youngest girl to ever make the U.S. team was like 13 and she's like an incredible talent. I just don't feel like health-wise that we needed it this year. But I also don't want to take money or opportunity from anybody. So it is
Yeah.
Don't you
Yeah.
think? Like, I don't want to like, but I just, it just doesn't seem great.
It would be like for us if we took 4 years to write a show together, but you only have a certain time. They're like, great, it's for this festival. It's only 2 weeks long, and this
And
is
you're
when you have to
like,
put it up. And then they're like, sorry, we're going to cancel the festival. And we'd be like, excuse me?
like no
We'd
one
fly
can
to
go
Japan
watch.
anyways and be like, we're just going to run around this track for a while. You can watch it
Yeah.
if you want to.
It's like a wedding where it's raining and then there's a tornado and then like everyone got the wrong address and they're like, we're still going to get married. It's like, yeah, but like you could do it tomorrow.
That's
You
true.
could do it in a couple weeks, no one's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all money. And Sha'Carri Richardson, I don't even think is like maybe just
No.
on my feeds, but it seems like has fallen out of the news, and it's like that's still a big deal, which is kind of
With the
crazy.
weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's unfortunate. I mean, it's been interesting. I've been listening to and watching a few podcasts that sort of have been unpacking it, where it's like, is weed, a performance enhancing drug?
The answer is no.
Well, some people argue that it like makes you, it can like, it makes you more focused or,
The
blah,
only
blah, blah.
I tweeted this at the time. The only thing that ever helps you is that Nathan's hot dog thing because it happened the same day Nathan hot
Hot
dog
dog.
competition went on. Yeah, the hot dog competition.
Hot dog. Let me
with
tell you,
Joey, what's
unrelated.
his face?
I've been slamming hot dogs. It's actually out of control. It is actually out of
You and
control.
Charlie are on the same diet.
I am trying to shred. Okay. This
Don't
is
eat
serious.
hot dogs then.
But this is the thing. This is the first time in my life that, I have some upcoming things and I'm like, I just want to like be in shape for them.
Yes, of course.
And let me tell you, you get me around a hot dog, please.
Yeah, I get it. I have to cook them every like third night for my
I
son.
thought you were
because
gonna
he has-
barf, and I thought you were gonna turn and barf, and I was gonna be like, I'm never going to recover from what you just did.
It was a hiccup, but a weird hiccup.
I have been crushing hot dogs like, and you know what it is? It's because like everyone. Oh my God, Elizabeth's laughing at me because I don't know if anyone's watched. She just said you and Patrick both, Stacey, because if you've been listening to The Table with Patrick and I, he has been going to Hanlan's Beach and really getting some hot dog action.
I saw the story. Yeah,
It
different
has
hot dog. Hot dog. That's a hot dog.
That's a hot dog, let me tell you. And let me tell you, the story has evolved. So there's a new episode that just dropped, and he went back to Hanlan's, and things have happened.
Oh my God.
There was a reunion of sorts. I'll say that.
Oh, that's awesome.
But because I think like the pandemic has lifted in a way, it's still there, but you know what I mean? Like if you're vaxxed, it's like there's certain rules and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I've been backyard hanging.
I saw some stuff with you. I saw someone had posted something about you out at a park with a bunch
Can
of
you
cool
believe?
friends.
I believe I was in this outfit. Can you believe?
I couldn't
Yeah.
tell you were very small in the back, and my eyes are messed up. So
Well, they were telling me, hey, Stacey, move into frame. And I said, I don't want to capture this. I don't think this is going to be a good look for me. Megan is saying, I look forward to hearing more about Patrick at Hanlan's. Let me tell you, I believe he's just got a cot there. I think he's living at Hanlan's pretty much. So there's more stories to be told. But I need to pump the brakes. Also, I've been going to the movies.
really,
I have already
what
seen 2
movie's
movies.
out right now that's worth going to the theater for? Not to
Well-
say there isn't one. I just don't know it.
Well, I mean, you're right in that I went to see
True, the experience itself is worth.
I
going.
went to see Fast and Furious 9.
Okay,
I got a
I've
popcorn.
never seen a Fast and the Furious.
Okay, they're really fun and you'll really like it. Okay.
I've seen like a scene where Ludacris and Paul Walker are just walking down the street together talking. I think that's all I've seen.
Okay, that's maybe the lamest scene. Like, I mean, there's so many cars and action, and you're just talking.
Oh,
about
I've
a
seen the
sweet scene
commercials.
with
It looks
Ludacris
like
and-
Michael
and- okay.
Bay. Michael Bay just like was on
not to
heroin
give-
and went nuts.
Not to give anything away, they do go to space, 2 of them. Okay, so we got Ludacris and Tyrese floating in a car in space. Okay, and let me tell you, they sell it. They sell it. I went with some friends.
I'm in shock, and also like now probably gonna watch this.
Dude, and you know what? You can easily jump in. You do not need the backstory at all.
I remember when I was a very young child and like probably wasn't old enough to watch like any real movies, but like they had the Friday the 13th was going through and I never really saw any of them, but then they did like Friday the 13th in space and I was like, that's the fucking best. I don't know anything about this Friday the 13th for real, but
I don't care
I
about
would
Friday the 13th. Like I've never really been into like a scary franchise, but
seen it.
I will tell you, F9 is very fun. And it was one of those movies where like I went with some friends. One friend got nachos, double cheese. Can we talk about
Yes.
that for a second?
Please, if you don't get the double cheese, then you're gonna fucking only eat a couple nachos.
I know, and like it looked so good. I've been talking about my first movie back. I was gonna get nachos, but I just thought it would be a gluttony to a
That's fine.
point.
What did you get? Hot dog.
I really should have gotten the nachos because they
You
looked
got a popcorn though, didn't
so
you?
good. I got a popcorn. I did get
Which
a
is
popcorn.
that's great. That's movie experience. That's it's fitting for the movie.
I know, but I keep thinking about those nachos, and then I went to go see Space Jam 2, and it stinks full butt. Yeah.
I watched it. Charlie was like, day it came out, he was like, I gotta see it. He liked it. I mean, they're 4 kids. I was like, okay,
I
he
don't think
likes
it is
it.
for kids. First of all, the original Space Jam is sick. The soundtrack is amazing. Michael Jordan, Bill Murray, Larry Bird, so funny and interesting. The graphics were
Yes.
great. This
Yes and
movie,
no.
the plot, please, Jason, give me a break.
Space Jam was great for what it was at the time, but at the same time, it's like, if you watch Space Jam again, there's not a lot of story to it. It's just
At
kind of
least
like,
Michael Jordan played basketball. LeBron James shot the ball twice. Hate to do
Yeah.
spoilers. He doesn't do anything. Also, the plot
That's
makes
true.
no sense.
and I
Okay.
don't know why they went into the video game world with it. Like why are they
Oh
playing
my
like
God.
NBA Jam in it kind of thing, which is weird.
Let me tell you, I will give you, and there's no spoilers to be had. Let me tell you. I
No,
will
there's
tell
no,
you the
the
movie
story is
Space Jam 2
ridiculous.
in 2 minutes. LeBron James, so it goes to their kids. His one kid is like, I love you, Dad. I'm going to do everything you do. And he's like, you're my favorite son. And then the other son's like, I think I'm into computers. And he's like, don't you ever fucking say that in this family ever
Yeah,
again.
he's not. It doesn't seem like he's a good dad off the top.
No, no. And then his kid is like in his room with so many computers. And I'm like, this seems elaborate. And
Wow,
he's
his dad's a
looking at,
billionaire.
right. But he's looking
Officially
at
a billionaire as of this week.
congratulations, LeBron. Honestly, so well deserved. But then he's like, his kid is just looking at a computer camp on his computer screen. It's like,
Yeah.
come to this computer camp. And then LeBron's like, hey, son. And his son's like, huh, huh. And then it goes to this basketball thing or whatever.
He acted like he was looking at porn when his dad walked in. Like a child would
Yeah.
be like, "Oh my god, hide it!" And then it's just you were
But LeBron
you were
was in his
coding
room.
a game.
But honestly, we should just on the Patreon explain Space Jam. But then like but LeBron could have seen what was on the computer because LeBron was in there for 5 minutes before the son was like, wait, I was looking at basketball. And then
Yeah,
he goes, LeBron goes, this is a really cool game. Hey, sorry for being hard on you. The kid could have been like, can I go to video camp? I think there, and it would have been done.
yes. On top of it, they're like they have all these other basketball names in there because you're like, oh, cool. I want to see some other like in the first one they had like Patrick Ewing and
Exactly.
uh,
So then
they had someone that I
LeBron,
was like doesn't fit, but
then LeBron James goes, hey man, to his son, hey, I'm going to go pitch some movies at Warner Brothers. Come with me. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, weird. Goes there and they're pitching him movies. And he goes, I'm a basketball player, man. I don't want to be in movies. It's like, what the
Why
fuck
did
did
you
you
go to
just say
this
to your
movie?
son before? And then Don Cheadle's playing the internet.
well, yes, the algorithm, LG rhythm.
Yeah. And then then LeBron going, I'm a basketball player. I don't want to be in movies. And then Don Cheadle gets mad. The internet that he's playing or that whatever gets mad and then sucks him into the video game and then goes, you have to beat your son.
At basketball.
And then not to
why?
be creepy, but then Don Cheadle's kind of grooming the son for like the whole movie. Like, isn't your dad not a good guy? Like, isn't it cool to be here? I was like, what's happening?
I think like as myself, I'm like I never turned out a project. I'm like fucking yes, please. But I'm like Don Cheadle. Let's just say it. Don Cheadle's amazing. What the fuck is he doing here? Like,
Exactly.
I
This
get
movie-
it. I get like always want to work. And LeBron James is such a good guy, like as a person, and
Sure.
and,
And
he's
you know
a
this
mogul. So
personally.
you're like,
Yeah.
I would work with like I have some
Sure.
beefs with him in the basketball world, but I'm like, yeah, obviously he's a god. So like definitely want to work with that guy. That'd be
Sure.
the best thing in the world. But Don Cheadle, in this movie is just out of place because it's just
This
like,
movie, it actually sucks so much nuts that like halfway through I was like, I actually don't even want to finish this. Like I could have walked out of the movie and I was just there to like drink my Coke Zero and like have a good time.
right,
You know what I
went to the
mean?
theater to watch this.
Hell yeah. Mask on,
Yeah.
baby.
You watched it on HBO Max.
Hell yeah. But it really stunk shit and like it made no sense. And then they like lock. So then all of a sudden the whole world gets sucked into this video game and no one seems bothered that if LeBron loses, they will be there forever. No one is like scared. Oh no.
Yeah, and is this the one where like the crowd, like Jim Carrey and the Mask is in the crowd, and
So
like
they suck in all the Warner Brothers characters. So basically, the
That's what
whole
it is.
movie is just watching
did fall asleep
extras
for a bit of
being the most in the background, and then they're like, we're down, LeBron, we're losing.
by like 1,000 points.
Yeah, and then they're like, we got Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's here, and we think like maybe
That-
we're gonna get a Michael Jordan reveal, and then walk. It's Michael B. Jordan, who's delicious and gorgeous and wonderful. We get a
Yes.
Clear Eyes, Full Hearts, Can't Lose Friday Night Lights reference, and then he leaves. He doesn't join the team.
If you're gonna tease people like that have come from like older generations that are like watching this for nostalgic purpose, and then tease it, and then even if you're gonna do the Michael B. Jordan joke, which is not a good joke, at least have him come in somewhere. Like I actually sat up. I was like, did they keep this secret? Michael Jordan's
And you
actually in
can't
this?
even sit up. This is the thing.
Well, we watched it before the whole thing went down, but yeah.
Oh damn. Okay. Well,
think.
anyways, I don't want to
What else
like.
did I-
I don't want to fill everyone's
Fred's got the
afternoon.
right question. What does this have to do with basketball? Nothing.
It has nothing to do with basketball. It makes absolutely no sense. No one cares. There is no stakes. The funniest line that did come from that movie was LeBron James going, "You better produce my son in 5 minutes." And I was like, "Produce your son?" I was laughing so hard, but it's actually a piece of garbage. But I agree with
too bad.
Elizabeth. Michael B. Jordan is a fucking god. Shall we talk about The Bachelor for like the last half? Are you caught up, or how are you feeling
Of
about
course,
that?
Yeah, I haven't been in the Discord because the link's not working for me, so I watch it later than everybody here.
Right.
But like, yeah, I'm fully caught up and
What are
fully
your
pissed
thoughts?
off.
Okay. What are your thoughts?
Well, it's going straight to the ending of the last one, but like,
Let's go.
When she got rid of Andrew,
Yeah.
his name's Andrew, right? Yeah, it's Andrew.
I think so.
When she gets rid of Andrew, and then he does that whole like, it felt like felt like more scripted than normal to me.
Mm-hmm.
When he goes in there with the letter and he pulls it out, and then she's like, "Don't read this to get back," and then it's like, "I'll be waiting for you," and she goes, "I made a mistake," and runs after him, and then she goes, "Great, I can bring you back," and he goes, "No." I'm like, you just left her a letter that says, "Come for me." This is why I think it's most scripted. I think he's the next. I don't know anything about the franchise, but they're building up to be the Bachelor, obviously, right? And that's what he
Yeah.
wants. So when she's like, "Come back," if it's not scripted, he's either like, "Oh no, I just made a play to be the next Bachelor. I'm not gonna go back with this girl. I got to keep going. How do I say no
100%.
now?" And it felt like that a little bit, but
100%.
that pissed me off because I was like, this either feels scripted or it feels like now he is fake because he was like, "I want you for anything. Okay, I'll have you back." I
Exactly.
think I'm gonna be the next Bachelor. See you later. So
Sorry, Jenny Cirillo has just entered the chat, and she says, "Guys, what have I missed?" And just to kind of quickly catch you up, Jason has been in a car accident. He's fine except for his back and his eyes and his neck. I have a dead tooth and a new filling, and we just watched Space Jam, and we both didn't have a good time. And now we're quickly going to recap The Bachelor.
we're literal dented cans at this point.
Absolutely dented cans. Yeah, I will say it does feel a little scripted. I am enjoying the season.
Yeah. Oh, it's way better than the Peter Weber season. Jesus.
It's way better than that. And I feel like a lot of people, and Kelsey's agreeing, that Andrew shall be probably the next Bachelor. But
Yeah.
what did you think about the rain scene?
The rain scene.
When she
what was-
runs into the rain on the one-on-one?
I don't know if I saw that. I
You've
should
seen all
have.
the episodes. It was
I
one
have
of
seen all the
dates.
episodes, but I don't remember. That wasn't the last episode. Or was that the last episode? Because I missed the first like 20 minutes of the
believe it
last
was.
episode.
I really like this season. I really do. I think it's dramatic. I think is like the problem is it's like when we get into like hometowns and stuff like that, like I actually lose gusto and speed on the season, because it's like, I think it's very clear who she's into. And so now they're just like finding filler.
Is
for,
it also
like,
because like I don't know if this is true or not, but like for some reason I don't know why, but as humans we need the drama, we need like you need the fights, you need the bad guys in there, you need the whatever to get whatever, and then when they go to hometown, everything's extremely positive because she's just meeting families. So does
Yeah,
that
but the
take away
hometown,
from it a little bit?
but I think I'm bothered by the hometowns because it's all so produced. So it's like those are usually not their homes. It's like they really set
really?
it up so it looks like a certain way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or they'll go to like a friend's house, like whoever's a better house, they'll go there. So it all feels very fake. And also what I don't need personally as a viewer is like this, like I'm getting married and my family's so important to me and they need to like sign off on you before blah blah blah. Like it's this like morality moment of like,
Yeah.
then they go to the family and then they get the blessing, right? The men
Yeah.
have to ask for the blessing, then they can sleep together in fantasy suites. Like I think it's like so bullshit and like so gross, and I'm like not about it. I don't need the hometowns, in fact, at all.
Yeah. You just go straight
I
to
would
fantasy
rather
suites.
I would rather, instead of the parents, this is what I would rather. If you got to do
Party with the
hometowns,
friends.
I don't want them to go to where they're from. I
Mm-hmm.
want them to go to where they currently live. So it's like if you're from Denver but you're living in Texas, you got to go
Well,
to.
they
I want to
can't
see
do
your,
that.
but I want to see your house.
They'll all show up
wanna-
at the same house in LA and be like, "We all live here," and you're like, "Oh,
Exactly.
okay, I get
But
it."
that's what I want. I want Katie to be like, "Oh, you're from like you're living in like Chicago. I want to see your apartment." Because if I was in that, I'd be like, "I want to see how you live. Are you gross? Is your bed on the floor? Who's your roommate? Who are these friends?"
Yeah. What's your life? Because that's what you're
But
going
wouldn't
to. You're not living with the family.
Yeah, you're not going to go see their family. So it's like, I want to see the freaking friends. I want to see your creepy weirdo friends who like, play Cards Against Humanity or whatever. And I want to know what the reality of what my life would be like if we were together hanging out with your friends.
They did that on Peter Weber's series because his friends are his parents. So they kind of did that.
Peter Weber like wishes he could be born again and again. He's like too close to his mom. It grosses me out. And it's
Yeah.
just like, I mean, again, like I don't have a relationship with my parents where they would be like, "Hey, I don't think you should date this person." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Like I'm going to take your advice, but like his mom, I mean, whatever, his mom having
As
all
a
those
parent, you
opinions.
must already think it's kind of weird because if you're a parent, one, you're from probably an older generation. So two, it's like they probably think this whole show, it's like, this is fake. It's for TV. Like, are we really doing this? Am I in
Well, it
this
is
as
all
much
fake,
as
but
you're in this?
But it is like there is like such a like Christianity, like religious morality sort of like thing where it's like you have to meet the parents and you have to ask permission and you have to get like their blessing. It's like, who cares? Go to where they live, see their actual house. Is there carpet in their apartment? Let's unpack that. Let's discuss that. Let's get ready for that.
Do they own a car? Yeah.
Yeah, when they go into their house, do they just like take off their shoes and there's like they just wear dirty white socks and you're supposed to like eat dinner with them and pretend like that's not what is on their feet,
This sounds like you're projecting past relationships is what's happening here.
No, it's really funny. I like randomly came across this clip with Vinny, the Keto Guido, and
Yep.
he was talking and he just had dirty white socks like sitting on someone's couch, and I was like losing my mind on YouTube. I was like, this is the grossest thing I've ever seen. No, but like, haven't you ever dated someone and you go into their house and you're like, what is this?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that about your pet because it seems like you're describing every comedy boy's house of like, it seems it'd probably be like,
Yes,
yeah.
of course. Every comedy
for
guy's
me,
house, or
I
like,
don't know.
when you go, like for me, like I've gone to like guys' houses, and like, you're looking for a snack. Maybe the next morning you're like in their kitchen and you're like, this toaster is greasy,
Yeah.
like you want to like, how do they live?
You've never Lysoled or wiped this up in your life. It's just,
One night I needed a place to stay, and our friend, and I won't name him, but he was like, you can stay at my place. And I was
names?
shocked. I'll tell you after, but I was shocked. And I was like, that you can't be living like this. This seems wild. You have women here? No, you don't. This is bad. This is a murder's house. We need to fix this. I cleaned
Well,
it
that's
up top
somebody
to
who,
bottom.
when they bring dates home, it's because it's the end of the night and they were probably just partying. And then
No, totally. They are. I know. I had to sleep on the couch. The bed had rolled up sheets, and you know what? I wasn't. That was, they were building a mystery, and I didn't want to even go into it. Jen, this is so funny. She goes, I went into a sketch house when dating, so I married him to give him a better life. That's really cute. That's nice. But I
Tames
just wish
that
that for
beast.
Katie. And because like Katie's sort of no nonsense and like she's sex positive and whatever. And it's like, you know what I mean? It's not like she's going to be like, oh, we're going to seal
I'll
the
say
deal.
something
And this is,
controversial.
go ahead.
I don't know if I like Katie anymore. Like, she's great, but I'm like, the amount of time she did. I think it's because they build up emotion so much on this show, and like it all has to be pretty performative. But like, I can't take another cry about anything and everything and things being fake, because I'm like, everybody on here is fake.
Yeah. Well, she's
So
fake too. It's like
that's
you're
what I
on
mean.
a
Like,
show.
it feels like she's fake as well. It feels like more as we go through this.
You know what? I don't think you're wrong. I will say I am beyond, very much beyond, like the fake and here for the right reasons. It's like, you know what? Even if everyone
that
got
should
there
happen
for
one
the
episode and out.
sure, but everyone's there kind of for the wrong reasons of it. Like at some
Andrew
point,
proved it. Andrew had his chance last week to get back. If he was truly like, I'm in love with you and you're making a mistake,
would've
and she said, come
stayed.
back, he would have been like, hell yes. But he was like, caught in deer in headlights. He's like, I think I still have to go. There's too many memories for me here that are bad. It's like,
Jenny's
no,
saying-
you just left her a letter.
Jenny says, I love Katie. I really dig this season. I really like this season too. And I do like Katie, but I think what I'm finding really old and dated is this like here for the right reasons vibe. It's like, I would just like someone coming in being like, you're obviously there to be on a TV show. All these people are there to be on a TV show. So there is like an overarching, are you there for the right reasons? You're there for yourself. You're there for
The only one that
self-serving
I
reasons.
truly believe thinks he's there for the right reasons is Michael A. I think he thinks he's there for the right reason, because he's not there to become famous. He's there because
he wants a wife and a mom for his
it's
kids.
therapy for. He's still Mrs. Laura.
I think
was her name, I
Michael,
think?
I could, yeah, the wife.
Yeah,
But I think Michael is going to get far, but no
Wait,
cigar.
where are you? Are you all caught up?
I'm all caught up.
So yeah, he's already far. He's hometown. So
No. But like, I can see
they're
him
down to
getting,
4.
I know, but I can see him getting on his knee
Yep.
and her going, stop. And he knows it's not him.
And it's gonna hit him hard, and then he's gonna go, Laura.
And then he's going to go on Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh, he's just gonna turn into a drunk and like fall apart at his life.
Jason, oh my God.
Isn't that what Bachelor in Paradise is? Just like, oh god.
No, it's like people who are just like loose and hanging out and
I thought it
by
was
the
like Temptation
pool.
Island stuff.
No. I mean, there's elements of that, but it's not like that. But and again, I really like Katie. I really do like her. I think she's a refreshing point of view. I like that she doesn't take shit. But yeah, I think, I'll be curious who she chooses. In the chat, let us know who you think. Megan says that she's read spoilers and we should be in for some dramatic times, pending the edit, of course.
Yeah, and they show it a bunch there too, like how she runs up. Blake's an absolute fucking scumbag, yet I think he has a chance to win it, which sucks.
Because here's the thing. Like, I don't think like you spend enough time with all these men, right? So like there is something interesting, and I will say this as myself. There is something interesting about an asshole, because like I like that mental stimulation, which is a problem, which is why therapy is beautiful. Mm-hmm. But there is something captivating about wit. Now, I don't mean someone that treats you bad, but like there is something about his bravado where he's not like boo-hooing.
I was going to say, like, it's not wit. It's just, but the bravado's for sure there.
But that's what I mean. Like, he's not here going like, he's not like, I don't know. He's not like, it's not, he's a bit lighter. So it's not like every date is like this big, overwhelming thing.
Yeah, but
Am I wrong?
felt like
Do you get what I'm
Stacey
saying?
Yes, I do know what you're saying, but I felt like Stacey talking to Jason when he went in there and he's like, I'm backed up. And I was like, oh, gross. You're fucking like disgusting anyways. When he was like, that whole challenge of like, you guys got to stop playing hockey with yourselves or whatever the fuck it was. I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, when
in my
she
life
said they
on
couldn't
TV.
jerk off?
Yeah. And
I thought
Blake
that was
like,
stupid.
yeah. And then Blake went into his one-on-one, like his time with her, and was like, honestly, I'm fucking backed up. I just never been. Normally it's once a day, twice on the weekend. Like, I was like, I fucking hate you already. So like,
No, he's a piece of shit, but I'm saying she's not hearing that right now, right? So she's got to watch that all back. And if they're together, I would be like, what the hell? But I did think the challenge was like, I thought that was shitty. Like, I thought that was annoying. And I'm like, of someone being like, again, like her whole thing, remember Hannah Brown's was like, I'm a woman who don't take no shit. You know, that was her whole thing. And Katie's is like, I'm sex positive. It's like, then why are you judging and putting limitations on them? Because they should just be thinking about you. Well, that's not realistic. Like everyone's looking at everyone all of the time.
maybe they are thinking about you. So maybe that's the same thing.
Let's
also
pump the brakes. I don't like when you talk that deep and low. And
that's what I was saying about Blake. And Michael P was like, I've already got a beat anyways. Haven't done that ever. So I was like, get out of here, you fucking piece
you know what? I was
it.
on people.com and there was, the, what's the virgin's name?
Mike P.
And he was like, I'm actually a pretty sexual person for being a virgin. I was like, you're not. And I can tell you're not.
That's
you're
like
not.
saying I'm a pretty good drunk actually for someone who's never touched a beer before.
It's true. It's like, dude, what you think you're good at, you're not. I just want to tell you that. And this isn't
your
a
wife's going to
judgment.
be super disappointed, pal.
On their wedding night, he's like, what do we have here?
I didn't know it looked like that. I honestly didn't know it looked like that.
Beautiful. However it goes, it's the wrong way. You know what I mean? Like whatever his reaction is, it's the wrong way.
I would love to have sex with you right now, but honestly, I finished during the vows.
He didn't even ejaculate. He just thought like I could have sex tonight, and that's what he thinks it is.
And an angel got his wings.
That's what he says when he comes for the first time. He whispers in his wife's ear, and an angel does it.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
His huge cross chain just like beats his wife
Hitting
right
her
in the face.
in her nose every once in a while. It's like just hanging down from his neck, going boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, there's. You know what? I will tell you in the early, in the early. Not early 2000s. In my early dating days, I was really into statement necklaces, and then when I realized, hey, that's not.
Oh, so puka shells was a thing for you at one point.
Long ones, you just hear like. This is
Someone
what I'm
cooking
talking.
popcorn in there. I hear a lot of. Is that popcorn popping?
It's just my Claire's puka shell. Jenny goes, I could not believe when he talked about his mom while they were cuddling. This is what I'm talking about. This guy is not sexual.
And he said, she's just like my mom. And I was like,
so I would dump someone on the spot.
Yes. Because he's like 36 or something. Like,
the thing is, crazy. It's like, listen, if your choice is your choice and I support it, you don't want to have sex, go for it. But like, again, you can't be like, I'm a sexual person. Like, I know what's up. Like, am I wrong in saying that?
No, I had a friend in high school. I know this is going to sound hypocritical, but like he always talked about surfing. He bought surfing magazines. He talked about 5 wall zeros. And we're like, have you ever surfed? He's like, no.
So that's the thing. It's like you can know a lot about sex. You can be open to talking about sex and you can have those conversations. But like, if you're not getting down and nasty, then it's like, what are you talking about? That's like the 40-year-old virgin when he's like, when a woman's breast is like a bag of sand. And they're like, wait, what? A bag of sand?
You hit it and push it around.
Like, there's just no way Katie's going to have a good time the first time or the second or third or fourth. There's just no way. And also he doesn't know what he likes sexually either. So it's like, you can be a sexual guy, but you don't know what you like because you've never done it.
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who she's going to pick because, like, Justin, I'm surprised is still there. Like, if I had Justin's eyebrows, I would show you how surprised I am right now. But, like, Greg seems like the front runner, but I don't think he's going to win. I think it's going to be Blake.
Greg was the guy she ran in the rain with.
Oh well, yeah. Then I remember the first date is when he sat on the makeshift toilet, and then it was like, oh, he's won it already.
Right.
But like, yeah, I still feel like Blake's gonna win this, and Blake sucks. But I don't know.
I think it'll be Blake, but hopefully it's. I mean, I would take Greg, but.
Yeah.
Also, just Patrick Murray is peeking through the bushes, everyone. He is in Hanlon's. I can't believe that he's made it to the chat. Before we end, I wanted to ask you, I could have just asked you this personally, but have you watched I Think You Should Leave, the second season?
All the way through one sitting.
Okay, what did you think of it? Because I think the first season is stronger, but there are
moments
some
in this
bops.
one where it was like I died, and I'm
There
trying
was
to. My favorite moment of the whole thing is in this season when he's in a suit and he's like, I don't want to be here anymore. Like in life, and I was like, I get this completely.
There was some scenes that I was like, Jason should do this. Jason should be like Tim in these scenes. So the one that really stood out to me, and if you don't know what we're talking about, please watch I Think You Should Leave on Netflix. It is pure joy, wonderful.
The wonderful Adam Peacock, who's been a friend of the pod and has been on before, was in the Blues Brothers scene, which was a very fucking funny scene.
That scene took, but the one I'm thinking about is when they go to the haunted house, and everyone's listening to this podcast going, don't explain sketches to me, but I just want to hear Jason's reaction to this when they're like, hey, and this is an adult ghost tour, so you can swear, and he just goes, jizz.
Oh yeah.
But then when the guy's like, you got to knock it off, and then Tim Robinson comes out with tears in his eyes.
We can swear.
I was like, when I was watching it, I was like, Jason should be the guy in this sketch when he goes, I'm not trying to be funny. I don't want this to be the worst day at anyone's job.
But you made up the rules.
But did those fucking guys come out of the ceiling?
I came. Fuck.
And then like his mom's like, you make any friends? He's like, no. That one was
It's
so
great.
good.
And then the coffin one's obviously hilarious.
Coffin flop is good. But you know what I thought one was a really great one was the hat when he's like when he wears the hat to the office and then the guy in the wheelchair gets wheelchair grease on. He's like, what the freaking even hell's on this hat?
Oh yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, there is good ones in it. The long one with Mike O'Brien about the pants. I like it.
As Jan says, there's like 6 to 8 like incredible sketches and that are like crazy bonkers good. The one I love is also everyone's like, oh, my old ball and chain, my old wife, and then the guy goes, tell me about it, and then you see him with his wife. She's an absolute angel, and he's like, I got a part in a play.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you love Jason DeRoss and you think his comedy is stellar,
watch a better version of it on TV.
No, I wanted to see you. I just wanted to see you in that horror sketch because I was like, that is such. Or when the guy they're in the car and this guy goes, hey man, do you even know how to drive? And then it pans to Tim Robinson. He goes, no, I don't know how to drive. I'm so scared. I don't know what I'm doing. The car's so scared. Anyways.
See, it is good, and I think once you run it back, you're like, oh yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. It's just like, it's
First
good.
season is better.
It's such a great sketch show.
It really is. I feel like the last 10 minutes, people are like, I'm out. They don't need these people just talking about sketches. But please watch it. It's so funny. Well, friends, we really did it. Jason, I hope that you get better day by day, and I hope that you take it easy.
Yep. Yes.
Okay. So we will be adding some Patreon content and events coming up. Megan has asked, what's the name of this comedy? It's called I Think You Should Leave, and it's on Netflix, and it's really, really lovely. But we will let you all know on that platform, and we will see you all next week. Is there anything else, Jason, that we should say?
I wish you all the best. I don't know. It's been a while.
It's been a while. So glad to be reunited, and we will be seeing you soon. Bye.
Bye.